Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mask of the Rose. Shall we start off as we always do by recalling the past? Let's see what we can find. I reach for another memory at that jumbled grab bag. There are things I sometimes remember from that night that cannot have happened, impossible things. I can't really remember. Let's do Constable Harjit checked on us that night. That day, when the sky had gone red, even though it wasn't yet time for sunset, Harjit knocked on the servant's door. He was carrying a lantern. All well in this house? Any wounded? Any missing? Any dead? Anyone bunking with you that didn't live here yesterday? It was Horatia who answered, of course. No, that's not right. Well, hang on, did I answer? Let's go with it was Horatia who answered, of course. It's her house. Everyone's here that's supposed to be here. No need to be concerned about us. It's the line of duty. There wasn't anything to find. If anyone does come to stay with you that doesn't belong, I'm not turning away anyone from my door that comes in need of food or a bit of shelter. I was only going to ask that you inform the constabulary, in case they're suffering from confusion and have relations looking for them. At the time, I thought Harjit was just being civic-minded. I didn't realize he was missing someone of his own. Let's say we offered him something to eat before he left. We have a few provisions if you need food. It looks like it will be a long night. I can't stay, but thank you. It's kind of you to offer. Apparently we can build a story? Ah, yes. Offer Archie stories about the masters that might shock the ordinary Londoner. Do we want to do this? Mr. Page's at unknown purpose? It provoked the typical Londoner somehow. The typical Londoner posed no challenges and asked no questions. Let's go with inscribed buildings. Pages. Surgical. Let's keep that in our back pocket. We might need it for something, who knows. Let's head outside. What can we do? I know there should be something about the Rubbery men. We can also go to see Archie in the HMS Undulate. I think to find the Rubbery men, though, we have to talk to Harjit. Oh, discuss theories of mystery misbehavior with Harjit. Or I can ask him to show me a route. Let's see what else we have. The boarding house. Talk to Grizz about Archie's arrest. Find out what Horatia is up to in the basement. That could be interesting. What is she doing in the basement? Have a look. That piqued my interest. Horatia won't mind me in this. Oh, let's go. Horatia is in the basement, gathering items off the shelves. He already has a basket full of papers and maps, and even one or two books. I recognize one of them as Archie's. Archie's books. Help me burn them before they give Harjit the wrong idea. Okay. Let's start shoveling books into the furnace. I don't need to be told twice. I step right up to the pile and take the first volume from it. Very good of you, my lord. The books are fragile and old, and they burn quickly. The pages curl and blacken, exposing one grotesque anatomical diagram after another. When we come to the last book, it burns in green and purple flames, Sparks fly upward. The smoke smells heavy and sweet. Very heavy. My lord, don't fall asleep. Come upstairs. Wouldn't wonder if Archie spilled something on that book when he was making up his drugs. You'll come back to yourself. Hopefully. There's time to run another errand before supper. What did he pour on that book to make me almost pass out in the basement? And outside again. Let's go back to Thrall Street. Let's ask Harjit to show me a route. Let's see if he can tell me where the Rubbery men are. Yes, he likes to see me wearing his hat. You're looking well. Bring up my recent memory of Harjit. I remember how you came to visit us the night of the fall, carrying your lantern and looking to see who might be unwell. I've never known a longer night than that one. A rare moment of peace. Theophilus has had half the parish out on the streets. It seems the vicar believes the good work now happens door to door. What's going on? You know what's at the bottom of it? Mr. Withenwick has told his flock to visit all of their neighbourhoods and discover who is in need. They are not all prepared for the work they are doing. I'll defend the church. You know, helping is helping, right? Faith is a kind of preparation. If you are entering a house full of spiders, I'd recommend weapons as well. I do not attend St. Albans, but I've not known Theophilus to intervene so much. I wonder what has altered him. Let's ask him about some new destinations. Here we go, a cavern of tentacled creatures. We could also ask about the Devil's Townhouse and the Menace Eradicator's shop. Let's go with a cavern of tentacled creatures. Do you know how to get to the cavern of tentacled creatures? I believe I know what you mean. So we walk together, and every few moments, Harjit stops to point out a landmark. Or draw my attention to the places where the air smells different, or the sound of church bells can be heard. The Warrens of Amber. A warren of brooding tunnels and resinous deposits. Harjit takes me as far as the cavern entrance and suggests I watch my back. The descent is steep, the caverns lightless and treacherous. I walk in the dripping dark for a very long time. Has anyone else ever been this way? Will I ever return? Well, we completed our goal. Until, at last, a light. What are you doing down here? Crashing about in the dark like an escaped sorrow spider? My friend and I heard you from miles below. The sound was vexing him. And, more importantly, vexing me. He is definitely not a Londoner. She looks like she's from the Carnet. Let's ask if she is a fellow Londoner, though. Maybe she'll tell me. Are you from around these parts? I am not native to the caves, if that is your question. I can also assure you I do not come from your fetid city. Though I have learned your ungainly language. Nor did I sprout from the flowers like a hero of old. I have been here a very long time. My name is Barquisian. I used to be a person of consequence. My city predates yours, though it is now gone. Yours fell on it, but I do not hold it against you. The fourth city had already gone to the dogs, and worse. I'm going to compliment her appearance after these many centuries. And you don't look a day over 30. Ha! Your usual line. Adjusted upwards and downwards according to the self-awareness of the recipient, no doubt. I ceased to count the days after I descended to the amber vats. My appearance has become an abstraction to me. But it is good to know the Rubbery men were not lying about the restorative properties. It seems best I escort you into the caverns if you mean to explore. There are things down here it would be best not to fall into. You may not take my arm, and my friend would welcome the company. It saves him talking at me. She leads me deeper into the darkness. I have been watching your city for some time. I have made a few trips to the market above and bartered for what I could with what little we have. I have observed that Londoners are an excitable breed. It is in this spirit that I warn you not to be alarmed at the appearance of my friend. He cannot help it. Imagine that she is pleased to see as delightful a specimen as me. Now let's steel myself. I wonder what I'm getting myself into. His people are from far away, or long ago. They emerged centuries ago from these caves. I do not know how deep their roots run. They do not resemble us. They do not think like us. They do not act like us. But they do not mean to harm us. It is not far now. She leads me through dark and twisting caverns for a very long time. It feels like days. This is Batachikan. It is not his name, but what he has permitted me to call him. Names are unknown to his people. He is a man of surpassing flexibility. Perhaps Rubbery man is the more suitable translation. Though of course, he is not a man, but he has insisted upon the masculine. I have not wished to dispute this. I mean, how accurate is the title, surpassing flexibility? And that title is because he is made of tentacles. I suggest you cast any other unfortunate possibilities from your mind. Batachikan does not seem displeased. I refuse to translate that. You are the first to venture down here, though secrecy has grown harder and harder of late. Batachikan insisted we get as close to the surface as we could. I told him it was only a matter of time. And I was right. Bata makes a series of plangent honks. The gesture is obvious. The surface. There are others of its kind. Many. In deeper places than here. They sheltered me from the dissolution of my city. They have sent us from the vats to be their emissaries. I have been his eyes and ears while he waited to see what would become of your new city. I have even learnt your language. What under heaven happened there? Such a polygamous tongue. Ah, I believe we have tea. Will you take a cup? Bata makes a series of frantic honks as though to dissuade me. Take the opportunity to make eyes? What does that even mean? Let's do it anyway. I guess it just means stare. It's all in how I do it. A cocked finger, a flash of tongue, an exhale a fraction too long. I see manners have deteriorated in our absence. The general idea is to drink the tea, not deprave it. He wishes to... I had mosaic tiles somewhere for the difficult ones. Bear with me, as that cheating costermonger at the market says. Bata approaches with a plaintive burbling. Bata extends a tentacle. He wants me to take it. I will give it a polite shake. Hello, sir. I give it a firm shake. It is oleaginous and soft as silk. Bata makes a pleased honk. I have it. That noise means that encumbrance is desired but not... Oh. I see that I am superfluous. That shall be my epithet. Superfluous Bargwin. Bargwin is still for a moment. Then she rolls her eyes. Very well. I do recall this one. I accept the apology. Bata makes a plangent noise, like a duck being deflated. I think this indicates contentment. This is followed by a series of trilling undulations. No, I would not ask that on a first visit. He glances at me. Perhaps if our new friend were to come again, they might indicate by so doing that they are willing to entertain a request of such viscosity. The conversation waits on Bargwin. They watch me depart. I sense they wish I had stayed, but were too cautious to ask. Perhaps they might welcome another visit in the future. It is a long and treacherous road back through the caves. Horatia will be setting out the food now. Let's go straight to the table. So we learned about Bargwin. I don't know how to say this name. I've tried many different ways. I apologise. And Bata. That's interesting. We met the Rubbery men and somebody who survived the 4th city. Feels wrong not having Archie at his seat. We'll have him home again soon. It's not as simple a matter as I'd hoped, but we'll get to it. Best we eat and not dwell on it. We need our strength if we're here to do anything. The vicar's got a new spring in his step. His sermon today was calling for practical action. Said something about faith alone not being enough. I'm no learned doctor of the church, but I feel we had a reformation over this very issue. Note her attention to the vicar? You do take an interest in him. If he were to look for a new wife, I wouldn't be opposed. Wow. He'd be of use around here, and there's one or two things I could help him with at that. There was a fire in his belly I'd not seen before. His preaching was very red-faced. He's not ill, is he? Oh, I'll go look in on him. I could look in at St. Albans. That would be a kindness. I hope he isn't ill. I'm not going to St. Dunstan's for Sunday service. The vicar there has notions. For a moment, no one speaks. Keep quiet and eat. I chew diligently. Dinner reaches an end. Let's review my day. What do we actually have here? So, we need to find out how David's relations are reacting to his death. We should probably go and meet the Landaus. Bring Archie theories about the ministry still, and continue taking census of the whole neighborhood. And there's nothing here about St. Albans. Day 271. 2 days remain in the season of confessions. The newspapers aren't what they used to be, but someone is still printing broadsheets these days. The headlines today read: Masters will exchange warm winter clothing for disused street signs. As for the secrets Archie and I have made known, they do not have a headline. Not yet. There's only a small item at the back of the paper. If I am not too occupied otherwise, I can always ask my friends and acquaintances whether there's anything they need from me. They may have some additional tasks. I think we have enough to be getting on with. But with that, I think I shall end this episode here. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It really does mean the world to me. And as always, I'll see you next time.